And welcome back to another exciting episode of the Neville Goddard Podcast. My name is Mr. 2020. And today we're going to explore enlightenment. This is not what we usually dive into, but it's behind it all. You'll notice it's pretty practical, and it's pretty tactical. And it'll make a difference everywhere in your life if you just consider what is enlightenment really about. All right, let's let your light shine. Alrighty, so Jeremy asks me, what is enlightenment? He also mentions that he saw it in one of his favorite Neville Goddard groups. It wasn't in mine, but I'll post this in mine because this is good. So what is enlightenment? I love just looking at things close up and from afar. It's said that the Buddha said something like, by the way, I didn't hear the Buddha say this, so I feel very comfortable saying it's said that the Buddha said, before enlightenment, you chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. Same wood, same water, but a different you. So I notice a lot of people say a lot of things, and I'm not the rainbow-colored unicorn farts guy that, and they all smell like vanilla. I tend to be really street practical. And when I say really street practical, when someone asks me what is enlightenment, I say this, listen, when you walk into a room, is it lighter or darker? You see, the most enlightened people that I've met are the ones that simply notice and notice from. They're the light of the world. They are the spark behind the eyes. They get that they're not the meat suit or its history. The most enlightened people that I know, they lighten the loads of others by simply being who they are. The most enlightened people I know radiate warmth, love. The most enlightened people I know really get what we are is God having the adventure of a lifetime. That doesn't mean you skip this lifetime. Yeah, some people try that route. I'm a fan of simply noticing when you walk into a room what happens. See, I notice those who aren't all that enlightened, they tend to be really blameful, spiteful, hurtful, blaming the politicians. Been there, done that. Blaming their spouses. You know why an unenlightened person when married blames their spouse for all the bad shit? Think about it. You're going to blame, if you don't buy the pearl of great price. Neville says when you buy the pearl, you give up the belief in all powers outside of you. When you buy the pearl, you stop blaming your sweetheart for all the dumb shit in your life. If you're upset, you're upset. I am upset. That's a state. You made me mad is a story full of bullshit and blame. This is what I notice. Enlightened people don't walk around saying, you made me mad. Enlightened people go, I'm upset. They notice the power of I am. They live from this experience of I'm happy. I'm upset. Not you made me or you caused me. See, this stuff gets to be very practical and very tactical. And what I mean by that is when you walk into a room, what happens? Some people try to steal the light from other people. They claw for attention. They just want somebody else's eyeballs on them. They claw for it. You can feel it when they walk in the room. Oh, here comes Gloomy Doomy. He's going to share some bullshit story about what made him mad, how they took something away from him, how somebody denied him of something. He's going to talk about the weather again. Gloomy Doomy. And I'm not saying positive people are enlightened or negative people are enlightened or unenlightened. Notice where they put the blame. Notice where they actually live from. Notice you. Spark, Stick, and Smoke from ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. That's a goodie for this. Put real simply, what do you feel you are? In any moment, notice. Do you really get you're the spark behind the eyes? Are you coming from that you're the stick, buying into your history? Or how about the smoke? The spark and the stick, there's smoke all around it. There's stories, there's thoughts, there's all that stuff that clouds it up. All those justifications and rationalizations. Those aren't you. You're the spark, gang. If you got gold, I've got 2 suggestions. Number 1, ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. It's the 90-day adventure, $97. That's $1 a day. It's the excuse eliminator. ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. On the other hand, PearlPowerPack.com. One of the things that we take a whole weekend in Manifesting Mastery that I could look at forever, the Pearl of Great Price. We did 3 calls. This is so cool. Back in June, I'm an Australian citizen. I imagined becoming an Australian citizen, and that moved me around the world. That got me citizenship. And that's not easy. It takes a while. It's hard. They don't say yes to everyone here. Meanwhile, I imagined citizenship, and I got citizenship. As a citizen, I'm required to vote. In Australia, only citizens vote, and citizens must vote. And back in June, I decided I don't want to vote. All right, I am not going to go stand in line. That's bullshit. I copped an attitude. Because I don't believe in politicians, I believe in the Pearl. So why should I waste my time standing around? And so I decided I'm going to stay home and we're going to do a call on the Pearl of Great Price. Well, that call turned into 3 calls. We had a lot of fun. And you can get all 3 call recordings for the price of 1 if you go to PearlPowerPack.com. Talk about a good time. Because here's the thing, 21,237 emails. Write that number down. 21,237 emails from people over the years who have had problems because in some area or aspect they haven't bought the Pearl. They believe in an outside power. And we explore this for like 5 hours in those 3 calls. You don't got to listen to them all at once, but I can tell you this much. There's a lot more there than a bumper sticker. There's a lot more there than a Reddit thread. There's a lot more there. It's real live play with real life people exploring. Where is it? When do you sell the Pearl? How can you buy it back? What area or aspect of your life could you just really soar a lot higher in just by doing one thing? That's PearlPowerPack.com. Have a lovely day, gang. My name is Mr. 2020, and you are listening to the Neville Goddard Podcast. See ya.